Thanks for joining us for today's shoreline flight. We're starting out about 3 miles south of Goderich. You can see Union Side Road off to the right. And at this point, there's a gradual slope from the land down to the Lake Huron water. You'll see it's a more pronounced slope later on with cliffs rising up as we get closer to Goderich. This is the Blue Water Youth Detention Center. It was closed in 2012, but the buildings are still there. Blocks Point Side Road is just ahead. If you're familiar with the beach from a few years ago, you'll remember that there used to be quite a line of rocks sticking out of the water along that point. With the higher water levels, they're completely underwater this year. Lake levels have typically fluctuated about 2 meters from highest to lowest point in recent years. You can see that the cliffs here are much more pronounced than they were further south. The waves in the lake erode the base of the cliffs, and the shoreline ends up receding. Now we're at Blue Water Beach Road, and you can see how pronounced the cliffs are along this area. We fly regularly with Maitland Valley Conservation Authority to monitor the shoreline and the erosion that's happening along the coast here. We're now at the south end of the town of Goderich. You can see the beach coming up here. And there's been quite a bit of work done this spring to protect the shoreline and the beach from erosion due to the high water levels. Here's an overview of two of Goderich's beach areas, heading over toward the salt mine and the port. The salt mine in Goderich is the world's largest underground salt mine. It goes 1,800 feet deep, and that's as deep as the CN Tower is tall. On today's flight, we happened to catch one of the first ships of the season coming into dock to fill up with salt. You can also see in the background the water coming out of the Maitland River and mixing with the water at Lake Huron. Here's a quick overview of the historic town square in Goderich as we circle around the town and come back up over the port and the grain elevators at the Port of Goderich. The grain elevators have been here for over 150 years, and the facility receives up to 150 truckloads per day. It takes an average of 500 to 600 truckloads of grain to fill each ship. This port is the only deep water port on the east side of Lake Huron, and it sees approximately 250 ships pass through each year. Here we're looking south over the town and the Maitland River. Please see our second video for information about the Maitland River and the trails in that area. We're now coming to the end of our flight, with a landing at Goderich's Sky Harbor Airport. This is one of our favorite airports to fly into, and Goderich Airport, along with our farm strip near Seaforth, are where the majority of our scenic flights start and end from.